Sharmane here and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you how I made these celestial themed jewelry dishes using air dry clay. Before we jump onto the video, may I invite you to click subscribe, turn on notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. So to begin, we are going to give each dish or each design a name so that it won't get too confusing later on. So this is the first plate. We will call this one Milky Way. It is inspired of the night sky, the universe, the galaxy. So that's the first dish, and then the second design is inspired of the moon. So it is only fit to call this one Luna. For the second part, I'll show you how I created the details on the face of this second dish. And lastly, the third design. Let's just not overcomplicate the name. We will just call this one Crescent, and it's very obvious because it's just the Milky Way but with an added crescent moon detail on the side. So this is the third design that I will show you how to make in this video. I will put a timestamp for each design in the description in case you want to go check that out later on, or you want to jump to any one of these designs. So for this project, I'm using the Jovi air dry clay in gray. This is the same brand that I used for my air dry clay dishes floral imprint tutorial. I'll link that in the description below in case you want to check that out later on. So I begin with about 40 grams of clay and I just roll it into a ball. So the 40 grams is the same for all the plates in this tutorial. So I just take that 40 gram of clay and just roll it into a ball. It doesn't have to be perfect. Then I lay the ball down on a flat surface, and you can use a rolling pin for this, but I'm just using a cling wrap roll that I have lying around. I just keep rolling until I get a sheet thickness of about 2 to 3 millimeters. And it's all nice and flat. I get my double-sided tape, so this is my basis for the shape of my plates. My dishes have an initial diameter of about 8 centimeters, so it's up to you what your size is. Then I just grab the scissor and just cut through the clay to create the round shape. If you're very specific about the size, if you want it to be perfect, I suggest you use a round cookie cutter, something that'll cut a more perfect shape. But I favor the imperfection, so I'm doing this method. So to add the gold details, I grab a strip of gold foil and press it down on the clay, and from there I just rub it down, as you can see on screen, and it breaks apart into these tinier specks. So the longer you press down on it, just press down on it gently, the smaller the specks will be. I didn't find the need to use glue for the gold foil to adhere onto the clay plate because the clay in itself had like this moist texture and it holds the gold foil on its face really well. When you're satisfied with the amount of gold specks, we now attach the gold star confetti. So I just put in drops of the glue randomly. Please note that any glue that you apply on the face will show up in the final product, like the one that you can see on screen. The light gray specks are from the glue. Then you grab a singular star confetti and put it on top of the glue and press it down, but press it down gently, just enough for it to be embedded in the clay, and just repeat until you have enough stars on there. Next we add the planets, so I just punch a hole through my gold foil. Now that I have round shaped gold foil, basically I just delicately put the round shape on top of the glue that we've dotted out a while ago, and then just continue doing that. And then I added in a third element where I took one of the round gold foils that we punched, and then I just cut a little crescent, as you can see on screen, and do the exact same thing. So I just attach it onto the plate, and there we go. That's how I made this Milky Way jewelry dish. So for the second design, which is Luna, just go through the first couple of steps in preparing the flat sheet with a round mark on it, and just use anything round really. I used the pencil and the pen to create the craters. So the round shape is the outer part of the crater, and then I just pressed a deeper hole inside that round shape so that we have like that indent of a crater. Then I just dotted around more details all over just to make it look like the face of the moon. So I just made an emphasis on the outer circumference of the craters, and be sure to be really random about it, about the dots and the details that you add, to get a more organic look to your final output. Then I just cut the thing into shape. So as you can see, I didn't cut it beforehand because I sort of like wanted a larger canvas for my, how do you call this, sculpting on the face. So I knew I would move around a lot, so I decided to cut it afterwards, and it turned out just as well. So this is the second design, which is Luna, and let me say this one is my favorite among the three. Now we go to the third and final design, which is the crescent. So I create the outline on the flat sheet of clay, and then I grab my foil and measure it against the circle, and I just eyeball everything. So I cut a semicircle, so you don't really have to cut the whole thing or the whole moon shape. You only need that one side. So as you can see, it was a bit difficult manipulating the gold foil because it's super delicate. Like if you wanted to do this, the easier way would be to use like gold paint, but I just really like the texture and the crunch or the crackle that gold foil has, so I choose to use gold foil. So if you have like gaps like the ones that I did here, you can just tear off from the extra and try to fill it in and just press it down as well. Once you're done with the crescent detail, you have the negative space on the side to create more design, and just follow the same process as you did with the Milky Way, the first dish. So just add in your confetti, your gold flakes, and you're done. Then I just, again, using the scissor, cut and follow around the circular guideline that we drew on earlier, being a bit more careful when you go through the gold foil. That's our last design. This one is the crescent. So now that all three designs are done, we go to the part where we dry them. I get a glass, a cup, or a mug that has a mouth that is slightly smaller than the diameter of the plate. So I rest the plate on top of that cup or that mug, and then I just tap on the center, just lightly tapping until it kind of concaves inwards of the cup, and you get like a nice dent like the one on screen. And then I just leave it out to dry. I prefer to dry it outdoors because here in the Philippines we have super hot climate, and it helps a lot in drying the air dry clay. When working with gold foil, the next step is important, and that is sealing it with clear acrylic spray paint, so I just spritz on a layer or two of the acrylic paint, and since this one is clear, it will just give my plates that gloss. I make sure to also spray on the sides as well so I don't miss any spots, and then I flip it and then spray paint that part as well. And once that is dry, we are officially done. So there you go, friends. That is how I made these air dry clay dishes. I personally like the whimsy that the celestial theme brings, and what I like most about having these 3 plates is that because they're coordinated in theme and color, they will be easy to gift as a set, but they're also pretty separately, so it's really up to you how you would want to use these dishes. Anyway guys, I hope you were able to pick up an inspiration or two from this video. If you do get a chance to recreate 1, 2, or all of the dishes, do tag me on Instagram and I'd love to see your work. Thank you so much for watching this video through till the end. I will see you in the next one. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Take care. Bye.